LeBron James gave players, star players, so much power. And look, I can't say he's a poor man's Curt Flood, or he's really a rich man's Curt Flood, if anything, because he didn't risk what Curt Flood risked in baseball to get free agency, right? But he did take a risk to his reputation, though. He took a lot of slings and arrows when he went to Miami. They're burning him in effigy in Cleveland. But what he did was empower star players. And what KD really means to say here is, because remember, he said, makes financial sense for me to go to year. I'd like to sign long-term here eventually. What he's really saying is, I have options. I don't just have to jump through the hoops that are put before me. I can be the chooser. Not just, once upon a time, Jerry West, the brilliant Jerry West, had to construct dynastic teams, right? And that's fine if Magic and Kareem and everyone are on the same team. That's fine as long as the GM does it because he wears a suit and tie. But if the players decide to do it, that's terrible. It's collusion. It's a lack of competition. And what KD is saying is things have changed. I can stay here. I can leave. I don't have to tell you what I'm going to do. I have options. Thank you, LeBron James.
Yeah, well, that's what I say. He's exploring his options and he's leaving his options open, and he should. But the reality is again, we talk about LeBron, and off the court, there's no disputing that. Mm-hmm. All of these guys owe a tremendous debt to LeBron James, just like LeBron James owes a debt to people who have pioneered and came before him. Kobe Bryant, for example, and the conversations that they had in China, during the Olympics and the kind of things that he was talking about. LeBron James has had so much stuff in motion for years. It's all just reaching fruition now. But if it wasn't for Michael Jordan, if it wasn't for Magic Johnson opening doors for them, it wouldn't be a LeBron James to this level, and so on and so forth. So we get that off the court. On the court, everybody acts like you have to be like LeBron to be great. LeBron has never been, nor will ever be, the shooter that Kevin Durant is. From the free throw line, from the field as a perimeter player, et cetera, et cetera.
He's got that one spot for the three-point line on the right side that he's great from.
When you look at LeBron, and he's a physical specimen and clearly dominant and what have you, he is a guy that is cerebral. He knows defenses. He can sit up there and pick apart. He creates mismatches by forcing defenses to switch. He knows what he's doing. Kevin Durant, no one gives him credit for this. He didn't have to pay attention to that. It didn't matter. Because you got to remember, LeBron wanted certain spots. Sometimes he wants to post you. Obviously, he wanted to be on the perimeter. Sometimes you had to prod him to use his physicality to his advantage early in his career because he didn't want to take guys down low. That was one of the things that cost him championships earlier on, his unwillingness to go down low and to be a man amongst boys like he was. Kevin Durant.
Or the fact that he had no teammates. Come on.
No, I said go down low. These are facts, Mac. Just read them up. These are news stories that have been, even LeBron has admitted. He needed to go down low more.
You mean in the first Miami series against
I'm talking about the early part of his career. He didn't want to play.
But why are you focusing on what they are naturally? What about what they actually are?
Because what I'm saying to you is, if you are a Kevin Durant, while people want to focus on what you are not, they don't recognize the fact he didn't have to be.
Okay.
Because he was that skilled.
Time out.
He was that skilled.
Who's a more unstoppable, forget about scoring, forget about natural, forget about who it's easy for. Who's a more unstoppable offensive player? It's a 5-on-5 game. LeBron James or Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant.
Incorrect.
Kevin Durant.
LeBron James is a far more unstoppable
what are you watching?
Offensive player.
Far more unstoppable? That's a joke. That's a joke.
Offensive player.
Excuse me, I didn't stutter.
Not just shooting.
I didn't stutter.
Not just scoring.
You didn't ask me about a jab or a body shot. You asked me about a jump shot. You asked me about basketball. Let me tell you something right now. Kevin Durant is 6'11", who can pull up from 40.
Okay.
This brother is on that level. I'm talking about offensively. Now, Kevin, if you want to tell me that LeBron James, from a physical, he's big and he's unstoppable because he can get to the basket anytime he wants to. Kevin Durant,
6'11", and he can shoot from three.
You're asking me. You're acting like Kevin Durant ain't even in the conversation. LeBron doesn't have the offensive skills that Kevin Durant has.
Incorrect. Kevin Durant doesn't have the offensive skills LeBron has.
Oh my God!
You're taking offense to mean scoring. Offense is much more scoring. Now. Karl Malone was unstoppable going to the basket. What was he, about 260?
Right.
That's what LeBron is.
Guys.
But he passes like Magic Johnson, and he can shoot from outside.
I'm not even talking to you about this no more. It's ignorant.
Okay.
I'm not even talking to you about it no more.
Stephen A., to your earlier point, he's won a couple chips now, and I could see him wanting, he took all that criticism for joining a super team, move on, be the man in a big market. Thanks for listening.